Let's keep going with connections. The fourth critical choice I made was to create community and belonging. I mean, I was 30 years old and had created more professional success than I ever would have
Yeah.
imagined. Yet I still didn't belong anywhere. And I learned that I actually had to create my
Yeah,
community and create my belonging.
totally.
Will you give me your perspective on community? And well, actually, let me flip it. Let me start with belonging. But has there ever been a time that you felt like you didn't belong?
Um, I was thinking about this question, and it's a pretty privileged question to say, but like, no. I've never felt like a sense of disconnect, like a not belonging. I don't
Mhm,
know. I was trying to figure out like why. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like I'm a white cisgender woman
mhm,
and I have that privilege.
mhm.
And so I've never really felt that like space of like I've always been the majority of like the people that I'm with. And that's privilege and I totally acknowledge that. Um but I think definitely as like women and young women, like all you really want in life is that place of belonging and is to like feel heard and like loved and accepted by, the people around you and like society too. And it's like hard if you don't feel like you belong. Um because like to me community is everything. I've always felt like I've been a part of some community, whether that be dance or my friends. I've always had really great friendships, and I'm very like grateful for that. And my family is really close. I don't really feel like I'm an outsider in that perspective. um, but yeah, it's like seeking out those communities when you go to different places. Like when I went to college, I was like, okay, community shift. Like I need my people around me because, I that's how I find, comfortability and that's how I have fun is with my friends.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm also a pretty outgoing person, so I don't really have issues with like, talking to new people and, making friends and stuff like that. But yeah, it's also like building those like big bonds with community. And I think dancers have like a natural community with one another
Mhm,
because what we do in our art is so vulnerable. So it's kind of hard to have superficial
mhm.
relationships in the dance world. And that's something I'm like forever grateful for. And it'll bring me to like, such an old age is like wherever I go, like that dance community, wherever, we'll be there forever
Yeah.
and always. So yeah.
And now you're a part of leading a new, younger
Yeah.
community that's forming.
Yeah. Which I hope I'm like, pulling from my past experiences and, um, getting away from things that maybe weren't that beneficial to me, and dialect and like ways of
Mhm.
teaching that were kind of like called people out and stuff like that. I really just want to create a good group
Yeah.
of, a kind group of girls who like, yeah, they trust each other and they have fun because all it is just fun. We're just doing what we like to do, you know?
And you're just beautiful, and I'm saying beautiful from the outside, like the or from the inside, like your whole being with what you're saying. Because one of the things I was gonna ask you is, and is are you cognizant of and do you do things to help others create belonging? And you just said how when you think about these younger girls in this dance
Mhm.
community and perhaps purposeful things that you can do to help
Yeah,
them to feel that.
totally.
Mm.
And I always try to like I love connecting people. It's I think my skill my mom has too. She's a good like connector of human beings.
Mhm.
Um So I always like to like introduce people to certain other people who like I think they would like and what like I always want people to feel, that they're a part of a community. I want people to have a place. Yeah. Because it means so much to me.
A thing that I'm trying to get better at is finding opportunities to cross-pollinate my community.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very easily that I could have my neighborhood mom friends,
Totally.
my work, right? Like all the barn.
Yeah.
And so do you find the same thing?
Yeah, I definitely have like a lot of groups of people. I kind of always have. I don't know what it is about me, but I don't know. I like so many things, so then I think I just
Yeah.
like have a lot of, different groups. But yeah, I love to mingle people like
Yeah.
together and kind of see that little like awkward first encounter that they have with each other too. I think is super funny and great because it's like, why are we being awkward? Like all
Yeah.
we're doing is meeting people. Like it's just funny. I don't know. So I love doing that. I love cross pollinating. That's a good way to say it.
And this is like another thing that I want Lily to see when she listens, and maybe I'll clip this part out so she doesn't know that I'm intentionally wanting her to see things. But Lily is at 13 years old, almost 14, and she's going to a new school now, an all-girls school.
Yay!
Right? And her, like she, is the majority. She's privileged, all of that. Yet she still, as a young girl, feels sometimes like she doesn't belong,
Oh my gosh,
and
I can't imagine what it's like to be 13, 14
it's
years old these days.
yeah.
It's a very different upbringing from when I was that age, which was, not that long ago.
Yeah, but
It's hard.
and remember those 13 and 14-year-old feelings inside, and
And you have social media and TikTok.
oh,
That sounds terrible.
the whole thing. But I've been trying to encourage her, and then I'll get off it. I've been trying to encourage her to cross-pollinate.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me for our Choose and Become interview series. You could find this episode and others at trishkendall.com. Just go to trishkendall.com/choose-become-interview-series. Or if you have a question or just want to leave a comment, email me, trish@trishkendall.com.